Top 10 places you're not allowed to visit. Let's face it, discovering that a place is off limits only makes us want to peek behind the curtain even more. From remote islands to an Arctic facility, here are 10 places you're not allowed to visit. Number 10, Fort Knox. Fort Knox is a United States Army base complex in Kentucky that contains 16,000 cubic feet of granite, 4,200 cubic yards of concrete, 750 tons of reinforced steel, and 670 tons of structural steel. In short, it is impenetrable. Many people would like to look inside, but visitors are strictly prohibited. This is not only because of the sensitive military secrets it holds, but also because there is 4.2 million kilograms of gold currency stored inside of it. There has never been a successful robbery at Fort Knox. In fact, nobody has even attempted to break into the vault since its completion in 1935. Even if anyone did manage to sneak past the checkpoints and the armed garrisons, you would need a fleet of trucks to get out with this loot. Number 9, Coca-Cola Vault. There are world-famous recipes that many wish they could crack to recreate the delicious products, one of which being the formula for Coca-Cola. But how do they protect such a sensitive and sought-after list of ingredients? In a vast vault, of course. Looking like it should belong in the Gringotts Bank from Harry Potter, the vault protecting the secret formula for Coca-Cola is located in a museum in Atlanta. Though technically you could look inside the vault on tours, you'll never get close enough to peek inside the boxes locked away inside, especially the single piece of paper listing what makes Coca-Cola taste so delicious. Spoiler alert, the first ingredient is lots and lots of sugar. Number 8, Area 51, Nevada, USA. Despite the Facebook event to storm Area 51 last year, the facility remains arguably the most guarded and secret places on Earth. Believed to house evidence of extraterrestrials, this military base located out in the Nevada desert has very little known about it. What is known is that it is used by the government to test new technology and weaponry for military use. Oddly, the borders of Area 51 are not fenced, but instead marked with orange poles and warning signs, some of which state that the security is authorized to use deadly force on people caught trespassing. The armed guards surveying the perimeter, known on the internet as the Camo Dudes, are not military security, but hired from private firms, adding more eyes to the forbidden area. Surveillance cameras are placed far away from the actual base on public land. This is to give the guards early warning of approaching civilians, with any footage filmed immediately deleted on site. Number 7, Tumen River. The Tumen River is an entry point between China, North Korea, and Russia. Many North Korean refugees have been caught trying to cross the border to defect from the country. Mass hunger, poverty, and dictatorship in North Korea cause a large number to attempt crossing the freezing water. A lot of the time, it drives many into the cruel hands of traffickers and corrupt police. Though they may sound dreadful to us, many believe the risk of death or imprisonment in China is better than everyday life in North Korea. Security protocols from both the North Koreans and Chinese authorities have been stepped up significantly in the last 2 decades. Access to the river is restricted by armed patrols, especially those carrying mobile phones. Those caught crossing the river are threatened with imprisonment and death. Number 6, Svalbard Global Seed Vault. When you think of a highly secured location, impenetrable walls, high-tech alarm systems, and armed personnel might come to mind. Well, Svalbard Global Seed Vault is quite different. Though it looks like something from a Star Wars film set, it is actually a storage facility that is hidden within a snowy mountain on a remote Arctic island in Norway. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault holds 4.5 million varieties of frozen crops and seeds and stores the world's most extensive collection of crop diversity. If a global disaster were to ever happen and cause mass famine, the frozen samples would be used to grow new vegetation to feed the population. The temperatures in the Arctic Circle can reach minus 46.3 Celsius, and for 153 days of the year, there's no sunlight. Also, the high population of polar bears in the area will not hesitate to attack people for the chance of an easy meal. All this may sound like an extremely inhospitable place to build such a vital resource, but that is precisely why they did it, to discourage people from visiting. Number 5, Lascaux Caves. Near the French village of Montenac are a series of caves with over 600 wall paintings that were made a staggering 17,000 years ago. The paintings are mostly of large animals that would have been native to the area at the time. The cave was first discovered in 1940 when Marcel Ravedal was walking his dog Robot. After Robot fell into a hole, Marcel discovered the vast passages of ancient artwork and showed his friends and other experts the fascinating find. Denis Peyroni, the curator of Prehistory Museum at Les Assises, was the first to appreciate the magnitude of the find. Initially, the cave was open to the public, but due to the heat, humidity, carbon dioxide, and contaminants brought in by people, the paintings began to deteriorate, and the cave was shut to the public in 1963. There is now a virtual tour that can be taken close to the cave site. That is about as close as you'll get to these ancient depictions. Number 4. Snake Island, Brazil. 25 miles off the coast of Brazil, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, is an island that the Brazilian Navy has prohibited all visits. The reason? Because the tiny island is the home of hundreds of thousands of golden lancehead snakes, whose poison is extremely venomous to the humans, which often results in death before medical aid could be reached. The venom of the lancehead causes an agonizing death. The kidneys fail, necrosis rots the muscular tissue, intestines bleed, and the brain starts hemorrhaging. That's not exactly what you'd expect from a relaxing boat trip to a tropical island. Number 3. The Queen's Bedroom. It shouldn't come as a shock to learn that the Queen's bedroom is off limits to anyone but royalty and their appointed employees. The whole of Buckingham Palace is heavily guarded by the Queen's Guard, who are famous for their red coats, big fluffy hats, and statue-like stiffness. Despite the heavy security, in 1982, a 30-year-old man named Michael Fagan managed to scale a palace drain pipe and gain entrance to the monarch's bedroom while she slept. The Queen was disturbed when the stranger intruder pulled back the curtains of her four-poster bed. Before Fagan managed to say a word, the Queen quickly leaped out of bed and out of the room to get help. After being stopped by a footman, the police soon arrived and took Fagan away. The incident promoted even stricter security measures in the likelihood of a similar and much dire situation in the future. Number 2. North Sentinel Island. A secluded tropical island in the middle of the ocean sounds like the perfect place for rest and relaxation. Well, there is one Indian island you won't want to visit, even if it wasn't against the law to do so. North Sentinel Island is the home of a tribe of indigenous people who live in isolation. Over the years, people have tried to make contact with the tribe, which has only resulted in violence and even death. No one is permitted to get closer than 5 nautical miles to the island under the Protection of Aboriginal Tribes Act that passed in 1956. This didn't stop one American missionary called John Chaw, who tried to make contact in an attempt to convert the islanders to Christianity in 2018. After being dropped off at a sandy part of the island by 5 fishermen, Chaw was met with hostility by the tribe and was never seen again. Number 1. The White House. If films like White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen are anything to go by, the White House can be infiltrated by destructive extremes. In truth, this icon of America is one of the most secure buildings in the entire world. It is the job of the U.S. Secret Service and the U.S. Park Police to protect the official residence of President Trump and those who came before him. Famously, a seemingly impenetrable fence surrounds the grounds. Though a gate or fence has existed around the building since Thomas Jefferson served as the 3rd president, it wasn't until after the Second World War that access to the grounds was greatly restricted. Since the completion of the White House in November 1, 1918, there have only been 4 reported accounts of security breaches inside its walls, none of which resulted in any serious threat to the serving president. I hope you enjoyed this list of the top 10 places you're not allowed to visit. If you did, and you'd like to see more similar videos, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Do you think any places should have made the list? Please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.